Hey yo, what's up guys? It's me back with Church Media Tech. Look, I am so excited to bring you a video about the iMacs that I have used and will be using in media ministry and just media in general. And I really want to do this video. It's kind of special, it's kind of good, and it compares the late 2009 iMac, the mid to late 2017 iMac, and the late 2021 or the 2021 M1 iMac. So we're going to be comparing those three things. Get ready, it's going to be fun, it's going to be good. We've got the newest one, the M1 model, which is the 2021 24-inch model with 8 gigs of RAM and 4 USB-C ports, the gray. And then we have the, not the newest, but the second newest on that table, which is the I think it's mid 2017 model. I had to double check, with 8 gigs of RAM, Core i5 processor. And then we have the oldest model, the late 2009 with a 2011 hard drive, and it says 4 gigs of RAM. For some reason, I think there's 8 in there, although I'm not 100% sure. It is, once again, 12 years old, late 2009. It has, I think it's the Core 2 Duo processor in it. It runs an older operating system, of course, being that it's older. The other two run the latest OS out. The older one does good, so we'll just have to see. Let's roll. Let's see about it. Let's do some tests. Let's go. But make sure you like and subscribe, because I love to see people that are interested to learn about media ministry and just media as well as ministry with me. Let's roll. So first, we're going to focus on the late 2009 iMac. It's sitting over there looking all pretty and all. We're going to go and grab the other two off the table and just focus in on the oldest, and then we're going to go to the second newest, and then obviously the newest iMac we have, which is the M1 model. So yeah, let's go grab it. All right, we're going to boot it. Alright, no boot chime, because it's been muted without it for so long, because we run this as our online/lighting computer. But let's let it boot. Let's see, shouldn't take too long. Okay. Now it does have max fan control on it, so the fans are going to pretty much start up automatically once it boots. The operating system to this iMac is macOS High Sierra. It's 10, 13, 12. No, 10, 13, 6. Sorry, guys, sorry. Getting Sierra and High Sierra all mixed up together. Okay, we should. All right, we're booted. Let's go ahead and boot. We're going to boot into the Church Media Tech profile, because this is the site our church has had to use for a while now. We should boot okay. And of course, like a charm, we did. OBS is going to immediately start to open. We're going to go ahead and close that. I don't know how much of this you can see. We don't want that to open. We don't want nothing to open. I'm not going to even use OBS on this today. Let's just go to the top You can hear the fans immediately start up. About this Mac. It should come on up here in a minute. It's a little slow, I'm not gonna lie, it's slowed down, especially since we've put a lot on it. There's the specs, obviously. Mac OS High Sierra. Now at our church campus, which is currently in the process of being moved to a building, so we're not going to be in our basement location anymore, we're going to be in a building. It's going to be a small building, but a building nonetheless. And we're going to still be using this, of course. It's a pretty good computer. This is the iMac 2009. It's what I call the thicken. It's a thick, beautiful testament of time as to what older Macs can do. So let's open up Light Key. We don't have any lights in the room. Maybe I'll go get a light. I don't know. Maybe. I don't want to though. So we're just going to go open up Light Key and things that we'll use for our media ministry. Now there are a few drawbacks to this being on High Sierra. We could boot it to 1014 Mojave or even 1015 Catalina. However, we don't want to do that because it's just not necessary for what we use this computer for, and we're not going to put it through any more than is necessary. But it is a decent computer. So the drawbacks are it cannot run ProPresenter 7, so if that's what you're going to use it for, don't do it. You can USB display, like with a USB to HDMI adapter, like the J5 Create, which I'll link in the description below. You can get 2 displays, and then I'll link the display thing you'll need on the back, because the ports are, there are 4 USBs, 1 input, 1 mic line in. There is a headphone jack and Ethernet. Yeah, I think, and then 1 little USB, 1 display port, sorry. And then, yeah, so I will link things like that if that's something you want to do. You can run a couple things of software on here that I'll show you that we run all the time on this iMac. Let's go. So, here's the thing about this, software-wise. If your church uses ProPresenter 6, you can update this to 8 gigs of RAM, I will say that. But if your church uses ProPresenter 6, Worship Extremes Presenter, and things like that, this computer can run it fine. Even if you use ProPresenter 5, you can get an older version of macOS, although Pro 5 does open perfectly fine on this iMac with High Sierra, and I'll show you that in a minute. For things like that, it can do that. Now that's up to you whether you think you want to put this thing at the middle of like your displaying. That's up to you. It can run OBS, it can run Light Key, not the latest version obviously, but you can update it, like I said, to Catalina and run everything perfectly fine, just not ProPresenter 5. So that's something to keep in mind. But on High Sierra, it can run everything just fine. You can browse Safari. Yes, it's an older version of Safari, but it works perfectly fine. Wi-Fi, perfect, like a gem. So I'll show you. So for this video, we have Pro 6 open. As you can see, no delay, responding, works good. We can go find some of the things that should be in here aren't, of course, because that's how it always works for me. But yeah, this is ProPresenter 6, working good. You can do up to 2 displays. So if your ministry requires ProPresenter 6, this will do the job just fine. Now on High Sierra here, we can go to the launch pad and you see ProPresenter 5. Here, I'll get up close to it right here. I'm gonna open it. it should open well. It does for me normally. Yep, it's gonna load. It's gonna take a minute. We don't have a license to it because our church opened up later than what PerpResenter 5 was done. Even we opened in the Pro 6 era. So we're gonna go to demo. And we can enlarge PerpResenter. It's a little slower than it should be, but you can, like I say, you can download it, downgrade it. Yep, this is Pro 5. This is the 20, let's see, I think this is the 20, this is like, I think maybe 2012 version of PerpResenter. But yeah, it's running perfectly fine on macOS High Sierra. So if your media ministry requires PerpResenter 5, you can use it. Now that we've tested Pro 5 and stuff, we're going to go on to LightKey and OBS. So let's roll. So first we're going to get OBS out of the way because that's like the least of the worries here. Because most churches use an A10. And yes, PerpResenter crashed, by the way. I crashed it. It happened. Not recommended to use Pro 5 anymore. Ignore. We don't care. We're going to verify OBS. Get OBS working. We don't care. We do not care. Just open. That's our only request. And see that it does. It works perfectly fine. It's set up for our church because, like I say, we're in the process of moving. So our church is pretty much like, we're not having any in-person services right now. We're just doing live stream preaching and things like that. And like maybe if we want to do a little worship sesh, we'll take a video from like an older service and throw it in. But yeah, OBS works fine. You can see that I'm switching scenes, although you can't tell from here. You can fade, works good. So yeah. And then for LightKey, I'm gonna open up LightKey. Let's see, here we go. LightKey. It's gonna ask us to authenticate, but we're not going to. And we're into GHC lights. And I know you can't find it because it's not there. So this is LightKey. It's like, I don't know what version about LightKey. Here we go. This is the version that works on macOS High Sierra. So there you go. Now you can hear in the background that the fans are starting to kick on. That's gonna happen. This thing gets hot, and so max fan control kicks in. It's gonna happen. So yeah, this thing's, like I say, good for YouTube browsing. If you just need one in your office at your church for a planning center, this is a good computer. I mean, you can get them for like $100 working. And then you can, if you need the RAM upgraded, there's RAM doors on the bottom. You can unscrew and change out the RAM yourself. Yeah, but that's LightKey and PerpResenter 6, PerpResenter 5, OBS, Worship Extremes Presenter. Most of you know what that is. If you don't, you can go look it up. I'll link a download to that if you want to try it. I'll leave a link to a couple items with this iMac that you might want to get and use and you might need to get her up and running. Yeah. So I'll leave links to all the software featured in this tutorial of the 09 in the bio, or in the thing, in the description. It is really late. Alright, let's move on to the 2017 iMac. So right here behind me, we have the 2017 iMac now. Let's go. Alright, we're gonna boot it. It's gonna take a minute, as they usual. Yep, silent as usual. This one's slower than the 09, I think. Look at it. Just being so slow. This one's running, I think, yep. This one's running macOS Monterey 12.3.1, the latest, as of the timing of the recording of this video. And I'm tired, y'all. I'm ready to go to bed. That is my baby sister, by the way. And we wait. Alright, I'm not gonna make you guys wait any longer. Like, much longer. This thing does not have like an awful lot on it for 2 terabyte hard drive. Hey, we're getting somewhere. We got a mouse. Hey, we got Monterey. Let's go. Let's get into it. I'm just gonna keep recording. Hold on. Okay, we're booting into the church's side because, yeah, we don't have a CMT on this one. And we're booted. Now, this thing can run. Hold on, it's loading the apps. Okay, so it can run ProPresenter 6. It can run 7. This one cannot, under any circumstances, run Pro 5. Well, it could if it had High Sierra, which it doesn't. We don't own a license for 6 right now. We can't own it anyway. Beach Ball of Death, something I do not miss. Let's go. And we wait. It's okay though. We got plenty of time. We got all day. Okay. So stage display obviously opened up first. That's okay. We have nothing in our media bin right now. So we're just gonna let it wait, I guess. There's gotta be something, surely. In the Finder, maybe? Let's see. Okay, I don't care. Let's find a presentation we can use. I'm gonna just hurry this up pretty quick. If it keeps giving me forever. There are, here we've got these Pro 6 presentations we're just going to import. Alright, they should be coming through. Eventually. Anyway, you can see that we're running ProPresenter 6. Okay, so we're running Pro 7. The latest version as of the filming of this video. And some of these videos aren't here because they're on a drive at the church current location at the moment. But you can see that we can jump through some decent slides. And we're doing good. This thing can still run the latest version of LightKey. It runs the latest version of macOS. It runs ProPresenter 6, obviously. We're gonna close Pro. I don't think LightKey's on this computer, but I could double check. Okay, it's not. These are. It's not. So yeah. This is basically this computer. It can run iMovie, Chrome, Safari. It's on the latest version. Let's check out the specs about this Mac. I'm not too afraid. Let's see. Here we go. Boom. There are the specs for our ProPresenter computer. Does good. Does great for what we need it for. So, like, this kind of Mac would pretty much be your Pro computer or your Lights computer. That would be about it if you're running a later ProPresenter. But yeah, so that would be what this is for. You can run iMovie editing. It's good for just about anything you want to do. Now the next computer, hold on. Now the next computer, I'm going to show you the last one, the M1 model, is the best out of all three of these. Oh. Okay, out of all three of these, the M1 being the best, you're going to be blown away. Just the speedy, quick performance, the boot time, it does good, honestly. There are a few flaws, of course, but for me, that one's my personal iMac. This one's per presenter for the church. I'm just keeping them at the house right now until we move to our building. Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna open up the About This Mac of this computer. Simple enough. Hey, it's doing good. We don't have that much storage. I like it though, because that means I can keep it clean and good working. We don't have any of that.